ready for a new drum fill approach? Stick around and see how backbeat fills will advance your drumming. Hello and welcome back. We continue our fill series with backbeat fills. A backbeat fill is just simply a backbeat that is incorporated into a fill. If you are playing just kind of a standard backbeat, you would normally have the snare drum on beat 2, beat 4. So with the backbeat fill, we take that snare on 2 and 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. We take that backbeat and we just incorporate it into the fill. We continue to hear the snare drum on beat 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As we develop the backbeat fill, we need to have a source for doing so, which brings us to the fill matrix. If you have not had an opportunity to check out the drum fill matrix, be sure to do so, because that is the tool that we use to develop all of these fills. And from the drum fill matrix, you will be able to play any fill, not only physically with that muscle memory, but you'll also be able to internalize it, so when you're in a live setting, you can regurgitate those fills naturally. So here's an idea from the fill matrix that we're going to use to develop the backbeat fill. I'm going to start with a 16th note motif. But instead of thinking 4, I'm going to impose different phrasing. So I'll start with 2, and then I will add 3. So there's the 2, and there's the 3, and putting the 2 together. What we want to do now is orchestrate it and move it around so that we're incorporating not only the snare or toms, but also your bass or hi-hat. Let's see what we can come up with. Here's another idea for a backbeat fill. By now you've noticed when you use the drum fill matrix, it allows you to move from one phrase to another, not worrying about what the downbeat is, but you're again developing that muscle memory. I can't say that enough. Any fill that you play will derive from these patterns, and that's the amazing thing about the fill matrix. And yes, there are other resources out there, but you don't have to spend a fortune on all these resources to have the materials attainable for yourself. Just simply take this fill matrix and start to analyze the patterns for any fill, and before you know it, not only are you playing the stock fills, but you're also developing your own. Let's further develop it and add bass or hi-hat. You guessed it. It still needs something else. Right now it's just too linear. Let's try doubling on the bass and hi-hat. And yes, it's still linear, but it just has more of a rolling feel to it, at least to me anyway. I know you're saying to yourself, how is that a backbeat fill? Well, who remembers what a backbeat fill is? If you said playing a fill with the snare on 2/4, you got it. If you said anything else, you need to watch this video in its entirety. So now we'll take this idea and make sure we put the snare on 2 and 4. And then we can take that idea and put it in the context of a groove. And now, let's get to it.